And okay, I'm already starting to see a problem, bro. Futu-ți gura, mătii! What the fuck was that?
Yep, it's a Sonic game alright. Honestly, I've never played Generations before. Well, not in its entirety anyway, so when Sonic X Shadow Generation was announced, I got pretty excited. One, because we were gonna get some reimagined Shadow stages just like in the original Generations, and two, it was announced that this one's gonna be a remake of sorts. I mostly stayed away from Generations up until now because I didn't really have a means of playing it. Up until recently, I've had a pretty shitty laptop that could barely run any games, and a Switch. And also because I didn't really like the story that much. I've heard such high praises for this game, yet it never really piqued my interests, mostly because it didn't feel like Unleashed. Even just by looking at some gameplay of it, it just felt a bit too slow for my taste. Just like Colors. But since then I've played both adventure games and Unleashed, and I've kind of grown more tolerant of the jankiness that's just a staple of any 3D Sonic game at this point, and have enjoyed them very much. SA2 less so, but that's a story for another day. So in my eagerness to support Sonic Team and a general lack of intelligence, I pre-ordered the game, played, and finished both Sonic's and Shadow's storylines. What are my thoughts on it? This video is split into two parts. The Sonic and the Shadow part. I'm gonna put chapters in here, so if you'd like to just skip to the Shadow part, feel free to do so. Well, does it really matter? You probably just clicked off anyway. Still, to those who stuck around, you're gonna regret it. It's gonna be a snooze fest. And also this review will be all over the fucking place, cause it's my first time writing a genuine one. Let's begin. I'm not gonna recap the story, mostly cause y'all know it, and it's not really worth mentioning cause the focus of the devs was clearly the gameplay. Plus it's been over a decade, so just go play the game or watch all the cutscene on YouTube or whatever. Although not really that impactful, I appreciated the rewriting of Sonic and the actors redubbing their lines. Now Sonic actually says something instead of just awkwardly standing there not saying anything after his fez get unfrozen. Classic Sonic stays as silent as always.
It would have been crazy if they if they suddenly gave him a fucking voice.
Oh, we're gonna get to this guy in a second, but before going all apeshit because it's just one character, I'm gonna go through all the things that I loved about it. There are two. First off, the music. I really love music in general, though I especially love Sonic music, and the remixes of Generations are no different. Rooftop Run, Green Hill, Chemical Plant, City Escape, just to name a few, are just a bop. Phenomenally remixed and remastered just to bring you to tears because of their sheer hype nature and general epicness. I just listened to the power of the fucking slap bass in City Escape Act 2. Ugh! Absolutely awesome. Second, the gameplay. Now I get why everyone likes Generations this much. The simple yet challenging layout of the levels and the, let's say, moderate speed at which Sonic traverses them, although not quite on par with the sense of speed you get from Unleashed, but that obviously means the boost, works pretty well with the controls of Frontiers, and the improved drifting mechanic is just the cherry on top. Now, notice that I'm only gushing over the modern stages, and as of writing the script, I realize why most commentary videos only show the modern stages and not the classic stages. I've genuinely never asked myself that until now, which brings us over to the things I hate about this game. This guy! This fucking shit-eating uppity son of a bitch is 75% of the reason why I hate this game. The levels are so long and so friggin' boring. On top of that, this man's controls like ass! Sure, he can maybe improve his movement and such with the help of the skill shop, but to buy skills from the skill shop, you have to complete bullshit challenges to get them in the shop. I don't really mind if a game does that if I really love playing the base levels like the modern stages. In some cases, I love doing challenges like the time attack ones for the modern stages. Thankfully, the game doesn't force you to complete them in order to progress in the game. You can just do modern challenges and that'll do. Though I'm still gonna complain about the mandatory classic stages because fuck you. The 25% left of why I don't like this game is that you can't really customize the controls like in Frontiers. It's not that big a deal because I've played Unleashed before and got used enough to the controls there. It really kind of pisses me off that there's no double jump. The amount of jumps I could have made if I had one extra jump instead of an air dash is too many for me to care to count. Does that make sense? I don't know. But that's just a me thing, since I dumped so many hours into Frontiers and I just got used to the double jump. The air dash is fine enough though. Also, why do I have to jump from rail to rail using only the left stick? What's wrong with the bumpers? Every other 3D Sonic game that has rail grinding except for SA2 and maybe Colors use the bumpers. Why not here? It would have been fine if you could remap the buttons, but the only options you have are Standard and Legacy, which only switch the boost buttons. I get not having to do gymnastics with your fingers just to jump from one rail to another, but I don't care. It messes with my muscle memory and I don't like it! Oh, and don't even get me started on the time meter. The bosses in the rival stages have been fine enough up until that point, but this dude just takes the piss out of you. It's so boring and tedious and it just drags on for so fucking long. It's so janky I even got stuck a bunch of times. There are just minor inconveniences that just happen too frequently and tend to pile up, but again, that's just a me thing. In contrast, Shadow Generations is absolutely spectacular! When first booting up the game, you're greeted with a title card and a kick-ass remix of I Am All of Me, which is hype as fuck!
Oh, this sounds super fucking cool. Oh, super fucking hype. Oh, it is all me!
We start the game off with a flashback of the time Shadow first awakened and met Maria and Gerald, which transitions to Shadow back in 2011 aboard the Ark running recon on a biosignal that Gunn detected on the colony. He then finds the suspected life form to be fucking Black Doom of all things, very much not dead or gone for good from the events of Shadow the Hedgehog after running through the Space Colony Arc Act 1. With this we get a good feel for the controls of the game. They're pretty slippery just like Generations if you're not careful, but they're very controllable, so it's not that much of an issue at all. At the end of the level, Black Doom sends us to Radical Highway. Almost all levels end with the portion of Radical Highway, teasing us before we eventually get to play the whole thing in the end. I guess Sonic Team realized they shoved Green Hills down our throats so much they forgot about Shadow's first level. Is this gonna be a thing now? Is this level gonna become the Green Hills of the 2020s? Anyway, after a mini boss battle, we get some sort of token which is shaped like Shadow's symbol. You get these tokens after each mini boss battle with Black Doom. Remember these, they'll be important later on. Shadow then finds the fake emerald from SA2 before being captured by the Time Eater just like the rest of his friends back on Sonic's world? Earth? Whatevs, and transported into white space, or whatever it's called. Already, there are things shown to you. 1. It's a 3D space. 2. An orchestral version of All Hail Shadow starts playing in the background. And 3. There's a giant floating orb in the middle of the map. I wonder what it could be! Every level has 2 acts. A 3D and a 2D one. And guess what? The 2D stages don't suck now. They're still inferior to the 3D ones obviously, but they're far more playable and enjoyable than the absolute dog water that are the classic Sonic stages. The progression is the same as Sonic Generations. You beat a level, do the challenges to get keys to then open the boss gate, which unlocks a new region of the map after you've beaten the boss. The map is filled with rails, springs, and platforms which aid you in its traversal. Just like Frontiers, except there's no pop-ins. For completing tasks around the map, you're rewarded with either an art piece, concept art, etc., a track ranging from SA2 all the way up to Forces, or lore, from what I can tell by the symbol. Though you can also find gears that unlock chests scattered around the map. In addition, special abilities can be collected from these monoliths? I don't know what they're called. that can help you access certain areas. Abilities like the well-known Chaos Spear, that works like the missile launchers of Tails and Eggman from SA2, a Manta Ray that you can surf on, and Spider-Man, the Inkling, the Doom Warp that allows you to swim on this purple glue and swing around and shit, and lastly the Edgelord wings. I'll get to those later. Just like the chest, you unlock these abilities with gears that you get by beating bosses. After a long, hard battle with myself trying to figure out the obvious way to getting to a track piece that also showcased my elevated intellect, I reached the first boss. Oh, the Bio Lizard. Yep, and it's a pretty good boss at that. The devs took all the annoying mechanics of the Bio Lizard from SA2 and vastly improved upon them. Now with a better homing attack and generally superior controls, this boss was really fun to fight as opposed to the original, which can go suck my ass. I kinda wish I recorded my first time playing SA2 so you could see my 2010s kid ass struggle vigorously with the controls, taking my frustration out on my Xbox controller. Not that I didn't do that in this playthrough, it's just that it was a pretty rare occurrence. We then are greeted with a Snapcube reference. Oh, fucking...
It's me, the devil.
I'm sorry, I just had to. I had to. Black Doom basically says he stand on business, needs prep time, and will give Shadow prep time too. Next up, Kingdom Valley. I skipped Rail Canyon because I don't really care about it. I love this level so much. It's kind of hard to pick faves because all the levels are really well made and fun to play. But this has got to be one of my faves. From the environment to the layout, this level is, like I said, really fun. Afterwards, we arrive at
Sunset Heights.
Really? Yeah, no bullshit. Sunset Heights. I thought that with how well Forces was received, Sonic Team would want to keep their hands off this game. But then again, Rooftop Run got a remake, and Unleashed was not well received on release either, so... Unlike the original, this one doesn't just go into a straight line. It has alternative paths and actual obstacles. And the music, just listen to it. Sunset Heights was already a banger track, but the remakes just takes it to a whole nother level. This one is one of my faves as well. Forget to mention that the Doom abilities also work inside the levels, not just in white space. A cutscene follows where we get to see some familiar faces.
What?
Maria. Man, Shadow's so fucking savage. Just look at this. And he's gonna get mad disrespectful later. Just wait.
What? Maria?
Shadow!
Maria! Thank you, Shadow.
Where did you learn to fight like that?
They must be from a point in time before the Ark disaster. Perhaps I can change their fate.
But how?
Shadow? You look grim. Are you alright?
I'll be fine. We'll all be fine. Find somewhere safe to hide. I'll take care of everything.
There are some characters who make an appearance like Omega in the beginning, similarly to Sonic Generations, though just like in that game, you can interact with them and they don't offer anything other than commentary. Or so I assume, because I never tried searching for Froggy. Alright, on to the next boss. Huh. I didn't expect this one. I don't really have anything to say about him because I just sound like a broken record. It's really hard to come up with stuff because I generally have nothing more to say than it's just fun. See, now this is how games should be. They should be so much fun they leave you speechless. So from now on, I'm only gonna say something if I have some or some other words that describe any other feeling other than pure joy. In the next cutscene, it is revealed that Shadow is not only prepping himself up to face Black Doom once and for all, but is also simultaneously powering up his ops, because he has Black Doom's DNA in him that links him to Black Doom, so Shadow could grow into the ultimate warrior and take over the world together. Smart move. Dick move, but very smart. Lazy ass bum. I gotta talk about the animation real quick. We saw glimpses of it in Frontiers, but now it really gets to shine. They was really cooking with these, just peep these. Can do damage. They're so dynamic and fluid. Mwah! Chef's kiss. Right, what do we got next? Fucking huh? Yup, you're not tripping. Fucking Chaos Island. Why? Shadow wasn't even in this one. I guess they needed one last level to complete the roster, and since I'm assuming they couldn't touch any of the levels from Shadow the Hedgehog, eventually said fuck it and just randomly chose Chaos Island. But no, would you believe me if I said that this is some sort of apology from Sonic Team for making Chaos so shit? Hear me out. The level is really good. Big whoop, this is Shadow Generations and you've been gassing it up this entire video. Here's the thing though, Act 2 is way more fun than Act 1. So this version of Chaos Island is the antithesis of the original in both generation games, while the original was also the antithesis of all the other islands. Up until this point, Act 1 was always superior, but now the formula has been flipped on its head. Sonic Team, you have nothing but my respect and admiration. I hope that we get similar surprises in the future. Maybe a complete rework of classic Sonic. Hell nah! That man's existence is nothing! He serves zero purpose! He should kill himself! Nah! Alright, what other surprises does this game have for us? What?
I found you! Shadow!
The blue hedgehog. Of all places.
You have something I need.
You can wait until my business is finished.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna have to
but
fight
that
Sonic?
Chaos Emerald and I have a date with a monster.
Well then, it'll be a date to die for.
The audio keeps cutting out. Yeah, we're gonna have to fight Sonic. Fuck. Okay. Okay, this is a much cooler fucking cutscene. Like, so my audio gets... I'm stupid, I shouldn't be talking.
Nice hustle, but I won this one. So I'm taking the emerald. See ya!
God, that track's been stuck in my head ever since I finished the game.
I finally find you, and what do I see? Sonic defeating you. What happened?
Yeah! Excuse me. So, the reason Sonic beats Shadow in this game is because Shadow fumbled with his new powers. Okay, seems legit. But then it's revealed that Sonic took the fake emerald. That explains why the fight with the Time Eater was so shit! Sure, it shows off Tails' genius, because both Sonics are able to turn super with one of the Chaos Emeralds being fake, but at the same time, that one emerald slowed Super Sonic down significantly, leading to the fight dragging on for too fucking long, and it kept pulling me downwards, what the fuck? I forgot to mention this, but to reach every boss gate, you gotta go through an obstacle course, which I think is pretty neat. Next up, Mephiles. Yeah, this one's.
What is this? A seal of some sort?
What do you know? The perfect shape. Alright, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. They didn't say. Yeah, this wasn't really a surprise because I already got spoiled by a thumbnail on YouTube. Though this is my favorite boss in the game. I'm always a sucker for bosses or enemies that are similar to the player's character. You know, like the Dark Nuts from Twilight Princess, or the best example for this, the Marauder from Doom Eternal. These types of enemies really challenge you in a way no other enemy can. Though this is not exactly the case since all the bosses including Mephiles are pretty easy to beat. But once again, I had a ton of fun fighting this dude. It's a shame that they didn't get the OG voice actor to reprise his role. Or so it sounded to me. But who'd bother to just bring him on since he only had just a few lines? There we go. It said left trigger, but it was just... That was just mad disrespectful.
There is no future for you. Ever.
See? This is what I'm talking about! Shadow just absolutely gives no fucks. He's just beating the brakes off of everybody with prejudice. Ayo CJ! When is you doing a trial for Shadow up in this hoe?
Don't be frightened.
The promised time is nigh upon us, Shadow. Soon you will be mine.
Shadow will never serve you. He's nothing like you.
Gerald may have given him this unassuming form, but the blood of the Black Arms flows in his veins. He's a warrior, a destroyer.
Yes, the warrior that will destroy you.
I have learned from our last encounter. There will be no mistakes this time. Struggle all you want. You will be mine.
Professor, what do you think he means he learned from our last encounter?
I surmise you defeated him at some point in the future. He has grown a new body and used the nebulous nature of time in white space to accelerate his plans for revenge.
He's right. No more mistakes. This time, I will crush every last one of them.
Shadow, no!
Maria?
It breaks my heart to see you so full of anger. This isn't who you are. Do you know why I named you Shadow? Because without light, there's only darkness. But a shadow will show you where to find the light. Do you understand? I don't want you to be driven by darkness. I want you to be happy. Stand in the light with peace in your heart.
Yeah, this all sweet and all, but did y'all catch that comeback?
The warrior that will destroy you.
Oof. Now Shadow was close to crashing out, but Maria came in clutch. I like Maria. She was the one to anchor Shadow down and remind him of who he really is. He's not just another Black Arms goon. He's the one who shows that there's always a brighter side to things.
In your heart.
Or something. I don't know, man. I'm not good at analyzing scenes and shit. Remember those tokens you collect from Black Doom? Well, those things open up the eyes of that sphere in the sky. Once all eyes are open and we get the wings from Hot Topic, this happens. Whoa. Oh, cool. We need to climb up there. And of course this radical fucking highway. Whatever. Okay, let's finish this while we're still here. While we're at it. Seriously? Thought he could fly. Whatever.
You cannot deny me, Shadow. You are finally complete. Come, face me. I shall claim you, mind, body, and soul, and become the perfect being.
It is time.
I'm sorry I put you on this path, Shadow, but I'm proud of how you have walked it. I believe in you, son.
Shadow!
It's all right, Maria. I'm letting go of that destructive anger. But I will continue to fight. Fight with your wish in my heart. Your wish for everyone to have a chance to be happy.
We finally climb all the way to the top, just like one of them towers on Rhea Island. Except this time you can't really fall all the way down because of some bullshit. Once we make it up there, we're greeted with something that we've been teased with since the very first level. Radical Highway. How is it? It's okay, I guess. I mean, when the game starts gassing this level up since the very beginning, you tend to have expectations. I honestly didn't know what to expect. I can tell you for certain that this can't even hold a candle to the one from SA2. Seriously, when I start comparing these two, I start hating the Generations one even more, and I don't want to do that because this level ain't bad at all. It's just painfully mediocre. In an attempt to let you play around with the wings, the level just kinda gets out of your way instead of you trying to navigate through it while doing cool tricks and grinding on cables. It just feels bland. Act 2 is much better. I especially like the part where you grind on rails upside down. It's pretty challenging. But Vengeance is Mine still slaps though. Anyhow, you get through both acts and finally get to throw hands with Black Doom.
The time has come, Shadow.
Agreed. Time to sever this bond between us forever.
Embrace your fate.
Right, just like everything's Green Hills. Everything's Gotta be the Radical Highway for Shadow, huh? We start off by fighting him in the same manner as we did with Metal Overlord. Then we have to become Miles Morales and jump on some spinning platforms. Not gonna lie, these are pretty tough to get through, because the method of getting on them is pretty unorthodox and weird. But that doesn't matter, because after the health bar is fully depleted, Neo Devil Doom powers up like Metal Sonic and Heroes, grows another pair of arms like Dark Gaia and Supreme, and Shadow pulls out his wings, and the two of them start duking it out with All Hail Shadow blaring in the background as we get to experience what we've been waiting for since the start of this game. Oh my god, I've never been a huge fan of this song, generally preferring I Am All of Me, because it's the song I grew up with. But in that very moment, I became a fan. This boss is light and day in comparison to the Time Eater. It's way more hyped up with a much better written villain, is executed better, and the whole thing just comes together very fucking awesomely, neatly wrapping up this amazing game.
Decided we will be one.
Blinded by your own vision, I will not be stopped.
Oh stupid, I thought I could pause.
Cannot deny what you are. We are one and the same.
I am Shadow the Hedgehog. This is the destiny I choose. Now, to end this!
I crafted everything up till now. And yet, you deny me! Shadow,
After Neo Devil Doom's defeat, Shadow gets to properly say goodbye to Maria, something he never really got a chance to do initially. She and Gerald fade away back to the past, and Shadow goes with Rouge to be a cheerleader for Sonic. And that was Sonic X Shadow Generations. With the remix of the OST and the remake of the levels, they start to feel like Frontiers, the cyberspace levels, but in a good way. Though I still prefer some of the original levels like Radical Highway, and unlike the cyberspace stages of Frontiers, all levels have unique features and visuals that don't feel copy-pasted. Overall, I still had fun with Sonic Generations, in spite its shortcomings, and Shadow Generations was a blast all the way through the end. That's about it. This game is just full of the highest highs. Ooh. YouTube. Boo. Boo. And the lowest lows. Sonic Generations might piss me off at times, but so does Frontiers and Unleashed, and I still love the fuck out of them. Plus, Shadow Generations pretty much drags it out of the mud. I absolutely love this game, and I will definitely revisit it sometime. Lastly, shout out to all the amazing people that made this game possible. You guys are the best, and I wish you can keep making amazing games. Moral of the story, don't crash out, no matter how bad things might be. They could be good, they could also be worse. And what's love without a little hate? And also, go play this game! Thank you so much for sticking through to the end. I am very sorry if it dragged on for way too long, or I just only spat bullshit. I just wanted to gush over my favorite franchise of all time. Stay tuned, cause on the 8th I'm gonna go live on YouTube. So if you can or would like to drop by and say hi, that would be greatly appreciated. And I'll see y'all next time.